Hey yo, welcome to the channel for my Premier League predictions. Game week 9. I know game week 8 was an exciting week, full of surprises, and finally Arsenal has gotten victory over Manchester City over 12 games in the Premier League. And in this game week 8 prediction, I had two spot on, which one was an outstanding game between Luton Town versus Burnley. I predicted a 2-1 win for Burnley and I had it spot on. And the second one was West Ham United versus Newcastle. I predicted a 2-2 draw and at the end of the day, I got it spot on. If you're new and subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. Anytime I release a video, you may be one of the first people to be notified. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the game week 9 predictions one time. Yes, and the first game in game week 9 is between Liverpool versus Everton. This is a derby game, and prior to this game, Liverpool is coming from a 2-2 draw against Brighton, and Everton too is coming from a 3-0 win, which is also helping them to build a momentum towards this derby game against Liverpool. So going to this game is Saturday early kickoff, and as usual, we all know Saturday early kickoff, most teams, most of the top clubs, they end up dropping points or even losing it all. So going to this game is going to be an interesting game to watch. But going to this game, what I have to say is that I'm predicting Liverpool 1, Everton 2. The next game is between Bournemouth versus Wolves. Wolves going to this game are coming from a 2-1 win against Manchester City and a 1-1 draw against Aston Villa, which going to this game against Bournemouth is expected Wolves to win all the 3 points. Not forgetting about Bournemouth too, they are struggling this season. So going to this game, I think Wolves is going to win it all. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Wolves. Wolves 2, Bournemouth 1. And the next game is between Brentford versus Burnley. Going to this game for Brentford, in their last game against Manchester United, Brentford lost by 2-1, which Burnley also lost to Chelsea by 4-1. So going to this game, I'm predicting Brentford to win by 3-1. Brentford 3, Burnley 1. And the next game is between Nottingham Forest versus Luton Town. So far so good this season. Luton Town, is obvious that Luton is going back into the championship next season. So going into this game against Nottingham Forest, I'm predicting Nottingham Forest to win by 2-0. Nottingham Forest 2, Luton Town 0. And the next game is between Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. Going to this game, Newcastle is coming from a 2-2 draw against West Ham United. And going to this game against Crystal Palace too, I'm predicting a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Newcastle 3, Crystal Palace 1. The next game is between Manchester City versus Brighton. Manchester City in their last 2 Premier League games have lost all the 2 games. And going to this game is a must-win game for Manchester City. If City want to prove something this season, going to this game is the decider. Brighton too coming into this game have drew 2-2 with Liverpool this season. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Man City. City 2, Brighton 1. And the next game is between Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is the game of the week. And Chelsea going to this game are coming from a 4-1 victory over Burnley. Arsenal too is coming from a 1-0 victory over Manchester City. Both clubs are now building momentum towards this game. This is a London derby and it will be interesting. It's obvious Chelsea going to this game is coming with a surprise package that it will shock most Premier League fans. So going to this game, I'm keeping it cool, I'm keeping it safe. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. And the next game is between Sheffield United versus Manchester United. Going to this game, Manchester United won against Brentford in the die minute of the game, 2-1. And going to this game against Sheffield United, I'm still predicting a 2-1 win for Manchester United. United 2, Sheffield United 1. And the next game is between Aston Villa versus West Ham United. Going to this game, Aston Villa is coming from a 1-1 draw against Wolves, which West Ham too is coming from a 2-2 draw against Newcastle. So going to this game, both clubs are doing marvelous this season. And I'm keeping it calm, I'm keeping it quiet. I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 1. And the next and the final game in game week 9 is between Tottenham Hotspur versus Fulham. Going to this game, Tottenham is now on top of the Premier League table with 20 points. And going to this game against Fulham, it's a London derby, and every London derby has this fight in it. It's a battle. It's not just a simple game that Tottenham will just take it easy and win. Going to this game, I think this Tottenham team is very good and they will be capable of beating Fulham. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Tottenham. Tottenham 2, Fulham 1. Yes, so these are my predictions for Premier League game week 9. As you know, I keep getting spot on each and every week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, tell a friend about my predictions. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.